Hello, everybody. I'm Slice, and welcome to episode 51 of All the Mods 8. The day has finally come. We get our first ATM Star. Okay, you might not be happy with me, but that's gonna hold on for a second. I realized a few things. When I'm at my base, just working about, my emerald production is not working. You see, it's not going up. And that is because my evoker setup is more than 128 blocks away from where I'm typically staying. So even though this is chunk loaded, the mobs will despawn. Okay, so now you can see that they're spawning, and you see how quickly this is going up? That's multiple blocks at a time. And I'm getting a 1x rather quickly, right? I need a lot of these in order to get to more ATM stars. So I'm going to have to like AFK here at some point because I'm not going to move this entire setup. So there's that. And in between me figuring that out, I went in there and killed a bunch of evokers just to get them to stop spawning. I realized that, I realized that I started a raid. Hence the little symbol up here next to my compass. Apparently these guys are more than enough to consider my base a village. Now, I'm not really sure how, because I have no doors. At least here, I don't have any doors, and I only have one bed. So I'm not sure why I have a village here, but I do. And I got these, and I've never seen these particular gems before, so I'm not sure like what the facets are. I haven't looked into it because this just happened as I was preparing for today's episode. But regardless, the raid happened. Evoker farm is a little borked for what I needed it for. I was hoping that the ignore players thing would take care of that. Apparently it doesn't because of the mob despawn rule. Down here, I've been doing a little bit of setup. I got a lot of pure crystals going for, I'm aiming for another 18 stars after this one. But I still have a long way to go on that. I'm just doing a little bit of progress here and there. I don't know how or why. Maybe somebody in the comments below can let me know. I had not touched this entire setup at all. I then realized that it stopped producing soul sand. So I came over here and this line had stopped moving. Meaning this part was gone. And I'm not sure why. Because I never touched this. Now, I didn't realize that for a long time. But I accidentally, I guess, somehow touched this one and it broke off this. So that one was just chilling there. So both actually stopped working. So I don't know how long that was broken, but maybe that was partially what added to my entity lag, maybe. I still have to replace all of that farm over there. I did make... What is it? Phyto? Yeah, I made a bunch of these phytogenic insulators. I just haven't actually gone through and done it yet because I don't have infinite power. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I want this to not automatically pull my first star. So let's do this. That looks pretty nifty. Oh yeah. That's an ATM Star. Okay, great. Now what we do with it is we make infinite power, because that should be step number 1. It's literally holding us back on basically everything that we're doing. Okay, so I chose to go this route, and I already have the creative energy cubes made. I believe I mentioned that on another episode. So let's go do that. It's only like 2.1 billion RF or FE. Should be fine. Especially afterwards when this is super simple. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And now that's going to take a little bit of time. We now have infinite power. So let's go hook this bad boy up to the network. Can I just do it here? Does that work? Let's see. I want all sides to be output, since this is basically infinite. And now the real test is, does that actually work for what I want it to do? Bypass limit. Let's just bypass limit on both. Let's do bypass limit. Can't really tell what that's doing. Let's see here. I have so many different flux points set up for power that I'm gonna have to like find where these all are. This needs to bypass limit. Now, what this probably means is that I'm going to run out of waste in these machines, so I'm gonna have to find a way to speed that production up. It's a weird little interaction there. I don't know what that was all about. All right, so bypassing limit on everything. This does it only need the one now? Like, what's going on here? Only going from the bottom. And it's doing 1.4 FE per tick. That's kind of... Is that the max that it can do? It's not taking power from any of the other sides. It is producing pretty fast, though. All right, okay, so this needs to fill up, which means I'm gonna need more of this. Why are these stuck? Is it because this is not Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to tweak it, but it seems like I have a few backed up, so it's not running short on anything. I'm curious why these aren't working, though. I'm going to have to take a look at that. So this now has full power. I will tweak whatever's wrong with that in a bit. I needed to figure out what else to do, so I wanted to maybe run this by you all. Ordered sorters for the energizing orb. It seems like it's doing what it needs to do. Right? I put half a stack of this in, and it only puts in the one set needed. Now, what I could do is have multiple of these energizing orbs set up for each one of those. I'm not sure that's totally necessary. This one only has the one, so that'll be easy. This one has the one, so that'll be easy. But this one has 5. So I don't think that'll really need to change. But this one, I don't like having to switch these out. So I wanted to figure out a better way to do this. So what I'm thinking here is I can change out the modular router back here. Maybe. I don't think this redstone signal is affecting this at all because it's technically... Really? Okay. Okay. So this is hitting that, and I don't think it has anything to do with a barrel. Now, I don't know if redstone signals technically turn this off or not. Let's test it. This will be done here in a moment. Yeah, no, it just does the one set. So that's pretty cool. I don't actually need all of that at the moment. I will need it. I will want it. But what I'm looking for here is setting up these. So I actually want these 3. Now let's do this. We can go 1, 2, 3. And then we can put that in there. Let's go grab a stack. Well, half a stack. Actually, let's see, it's... Yeah, that should be enough, I think. I can let that run. I will figure out how to better utilize the patterns and that in a little bit, probably on my own time. I think it's about time we clean out the mob, or not the mob farm, but the mystical agriculture farm. This produces really well, but it is quite lag-inducing from what I can tell. At least that's what I'm seeing all over the internet. I'm not going to touch this one. That one doesn't have a lot of growth accelerators below it. But this one, and this one, I believe, are maxed out. Okay, this one's almost maxed out. Not quite. It's missing the supremium layer, but pretty close. The other one does have the supremium layer, which, in case you didn't know, means that it's up to 60 growth accelerators below each plot here. Now, some of them do have stuff like this magical soil below them because of the unobtainium and whatnot, and the alumodium and the vibranium. That's how I'm getting mine, as well as the bees. So let's go with unobtainium. And you can see here that in the phytogenic insulator, right, it grows. Now this does require a bunch of water, but it requires energy. I don't know exactly how fast this is, but these can be tick accelerated. So if I were to go with the what is this? I think it's the crystal staff. I'd have to look into this mod and how to actually use it because I don't know. But apparently there's a way that you can permanently increase the tick rate of a particular machine. So if we were to use this mod on each phytogenic, I think you could technically get faster production with less lag, because this is a lot of visual lag with a lot of particles, as well as, you know, a ton of different blocks causing an effect of some sort. So I'm going to overhaul this. I will probably fill this entire plot somehow and make it actually look still farmy. But I'm going to keep all of the seeds down still here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to do it. We've been able to switch everything out, and this is what it looks like. So on top, I just have some tinted glass. Underneath, I have all of the power going to all the phytos. And then I have these, actually, they're elevators. I used a dirt path on them to change the texture of them. And then down here, I have it set up. Now, I didn't know this before doing this, but keep in mind, in order to make this work, you really need a cyclical processing augment. Because otherwise, when this completes, it consumes this seed. Now, I went an extra mile here and just tried the draconic integral component. It's only 4.5x compared to 4x from the resonant integral component, and it's rather expensive. Specifically on this is like a lot of manual work, because getting dragon's breath, unless you have a loot fabricator going, is kind of a manual process. Appetite dust, you have to kind of pulverize to get, unless you have some ore, and then you can macerate. Pulverizer is probably the best setup. That's pretty easy to actually get, just a little bit annoying. Same thing with netherite dust, super easy. You can put it into a crusher, get a bunch, good to go. Problem is, dragon's breath, it takes 3 of these for 2 dust. So it takes it 6 dragon's breath for one gear. Sorry, not 1 gear. One gear, because it takes 4 of those ingots, and then it takes 4 of these gears. But anyway, it is 4.5, and I was kind of interested to find out what the other augments may be more effective as a result actually means. Because I think that just refers to the 4x, but I don't know. Going from 4 to 4.5, really not crazy. Especially because this output is always just going to be 1 anyway. So I went ahead with 2 of these processing speeds. It's more expensive on on fuel, but I have infinite energy now, so that part doesn't matter to me. And I figured this might be the setup to continue this. It is only one every single time. I have to go through and do basically that entire thing for all of these. I did put all of my seeds into this entire setup, only to then find out that these consume the seeds. So, see, like this right here. Apparently that is not... That's interesting. I must have missed that one somewhere. So I have all of these modular routers set up. They're all poles, no sends, because underneath I have pipes running to this ender chest. And then over here I did the same thing. Okay, so this is where the nether stars were. I just haven't filled it in yet. So this is going to be a lot more seeds than what I had previously. It might not necessarily be more output right away, but keep in mind I can tick accelerate these with that roots mod. I just have to figure out how to do it. And maybe if you do all those upgrades and then also tick accelerate them 1 or 2, maybe 3 times, something like that, maybe they'll be really good. That's something I'll have to work on off camera though, because that is a very, very lengthy process for how many I have. It's going to take a while, especially getting all the seeds back since, yeah, they kind of went away. So that's a bummer. I do have some extras just chilling here, but yeah. I don't know. I think this looks kind of neat. The tinted glass and the glow of the green kind of plays nice. And then I got the cobbled deep slate there, kind of making it even darker on the edges. It plays in nicely, I think. Down here is a little plain. It's not really meant to be super fancy or anything. So, can I put this here without stopping the elevators? Yeah, good. Now, one of the things I did notice while doing this is that I won't have the agronomic source link anymore, because these plants were what was allowing this to work. So I'm going to have to come up with a separate solution for that over there. What I might do is just do a small little lily pad setup in here and then move the source link over there. I don't know what I would put there. I'll figure it out. But that's just kind of been empty for a hot minute, so I might as well do something with it. What's next? Okay, that's the big question. We've created an ATM Star. We got infinite power. Next, what we want to do, what I want to do, is make myself a Starry Bee. Starry Bee requires Patrick Bee, which, if you remember from quite a few episodes ago, I actually farmed a number of Patrick Bees. And they're only useful if you have an ATM Star block to be able to convert them from a Patrick Bee to a Starry Bee. And then a Starry Bee needs another ATM Star block. So I need 18 more ATM Stars to even make one bee work. So I've been working on getting some of this stuff back in order. All of these alloy blocks are going to be significantly easier now with infinite power. The nether stars, they're just going to be a little bit slow. I'm still letting them go. It's going to happen. Oh, I actually already have these built. One of the major things was running out of power. I do need to better improve my AE system because this particular thing is taking way too long. So one of the things that I was thinking of for doing that is utilizing a better setup from what I have. Mine is kind of meh. It's very bottlenecked, if you will, because each one of these is just one thing at a time. Okay. So I was thinking of potentially removing all of these because I don't need them anymore, and converting these into processing for those. I haven't quite planned that out yet. It's just something that I was thinking of doing since I no longer need these. No point in wasting the space nor the resources. Notice that this is still technically generating, but I don't need it to because I have that infinite power source. That. Okay. The other thing that I was thinking was revamping this, because this process right here is manual for having to convert the way I have it set up. So I want to make sure that all three of them can work. Now I could just do a modular router on each one of those, but the way those work, you know, these two are shared, and then these two are shared, and then these two are shared, right? So it's kind of a hit or miss kind of situation. So I want to set up pattern providers with ordered sorters. As you can see, this one did work from earlier, right? Because we did that. So that works. I think I need to revamp this entire setup just to make it a little bit more efficient. The other thing is with the nether stars, I may want to increase production on that, because I think this is also going to be a bottleneck. Right? I mean, I only have 4 more now. And I think I still had like, what was it, 7 back here? And this is, I already have the setup required for 1 more star, but I don't even have enough for a 3rd star. So nether stars is going to have to be picked up. Right? And then we also have all of these to worry about. Right? Now, some of these I can just mass produce on ease. Like I can produce that on ease, that. This actually, all episode has been running. And it's been numerous hours because I've kind of just been sitting around looking at stuff to see what I need to do. And it's only produced 2. I mean, I don't know why it's only producing 2. I guess it's just not super fast. But, I mean, it's still probably more than I would have got. So that's also going to be a slow process. So might need to wait on that. We don't exactly have a lot of antimatter. 14. Right? And each gravitational uses 3. Right? And the gravitational, there's 3 in a compass. That's 9 per compass just off of that. I don't know if I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. So 9 per compass, and I need 18 more compasses. I mean, that alone is a lot. And then you also need it for other pieces. This needs 1, so that's another 18 antimatter. It's just a lot. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. So what we can expect for in the future is progress towards getting these a little bit more automated. And I'm going to do that even though I'm going to be switching over to bees. I'm going to do that simply because after I get those bees started, I want to go through and make a set of videos automating each one of these in the fashion that I've used here in the series. With lessons learned, of course. So that'll be a few episodes worth of content for you, so that way you can use that to follow along. Yeah, we're going to leave it here. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like on it and sharing with your friends. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for future videos. And to stay up to date, check the links below so that way you can follow on your preferred platform. There's a Discord you can join. Would love to chit chat. Let me know. Would like to interact. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for chilling.